Okay. Welcome to the Elite Growth Podcast, where we bring you inspiring stories from the founders and innovators who are shaping the future with bold ideas and relentless execution. I am your host, Kiran Prakash, and today I'm thrilled to be joined by Christopher Pavlov, a serial entrepreneur and the driving force behind the ventures like Toliv, Aureolab, and KidsBook. Christopher has built companies at the intersection of technology, innovation, and impact with a deep passion of how technology can transform industries and lives. From leading telemarket to building solutions in AI and machine learning through Arrow Labs, his journey reflects both resilience and vision in the startup ecosystem. We'll dive into this entrepreneurial path, the challenges building in Latin America, and what it really takes to turn conviction into lasting venture. Just before we dive in, special thanks to the sponsor, NeuroAgentic AI Labs. They specialize in providing AI solutions to B2B SaaS companies. Okay, without further ado, let's dive in. Christopher, welcome to the show.
Hi, Kiran. Thanks for inviting.
Thank you. Christopher, you have described yourself as a serial startup founder. Can you share what first drew into your entrepreneurial journey and for what fuels your passion in creating new ventures?
Well, first, I would like to give you some context over me where I grew up.
Yeah.
I was born in Buenos Aires, Argentina, the capital of Argentina, right? An
Yeah.
amazing place. I stayed there for my first 10 years, and then I went to Punta Arenas. That is a city that is in the end of the world and next to Antarctica. Okay, so in Chile, at the end of the world, in the Antarctica, I was there with 11 years old in a small town of 150,000 people, um, totally different from Buenos Aires. So that impacted me a lot because I was in a city that was very intense with a lot of information, and then I was in a small town. So that I think that generate me like a way of look around different from my other friends. I don't know, from the other kids, because I was all the time comparing Argentina, Buenos Aires with this small town. So uh, in this small town was amazing, Punta Arenas, because you have a lot of tourism, a lot of nature, but you don't have the facilities that a big city has. So that first make me like start to comparing and thinking different from my partners, right? So what drives me into being an entrepreneur? First, I was super curious since I was a kid. I love music. I listened a lot of music, live music, and yeah, and the computers. Of course, I was so into computers, and I was like a very good player at my 13, 14 years old of StarCraft, which is a strategic game. And when I was there was a contest of the WC Cup, that is like the World Award of StarCraft in that age. I'm 39 now, so I'm talking over like 55 years or no, around, yeah, a lot of years ago. And uh, there was a contest of StarCraft, and I managed to talk with the governor of Punta Arenas and say, hey, we are going to make a tournament, and we are going to send one of us to play to this tournament. And I managed to get free ticket for my friends that play StarCraft and make a tournament. And I made that in my 13 or 14 years old. So that was like, I discovered that I like events, I like technology. And then I built a website for this strategic game at my 13 years old that was running at my PC at home, a Pentium 2 or Pentium 3. Yeah, Pentium 3 it was. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I was in technology and some kind in events, in music since I was a kid. And then I started thinking as an entrepreneur when I was 18, 19 years old, because I started to make it an event, a rock event, rock and alternative music event, and I managed to put to create a brand and have like 100 customers that pay ticket for being my events. I have like live music and DJs and stuff like that, and I was studying IT. So that sparked me when I was a child. I discovered that if you want to do something, and you just need to ask and move around, and things will happen. Okay,
Yeah.
so I discovered that you can like change your environment by being bold, and yeah, that is how I started in the entrepreneur world. And then I was like doing math classes in the university, and at the same time doing events. So I was like in the super geek world of video games and computers, and at the same time I was on the rock and alternative music events. So I was in these two worlds, right. So that is the answer. That feels me like the to say I want to shape the world in the think it will be better, and you can do that. Yeah, that's important, that all the people that want to start a business or a project or an art project or whatever, you can do that. You just need to start, and you're going to be far beyond your thoughts on or what you're thinking around. You just need to start doing things, right?
No, actually, that's the thing which a lot of people lack. Like they have ideas, but they don't want to take the first step. Like they are so afraid of failure, and looking at what you say, like you went ahead and you did you achieved what you wanted. You chased your dream. But I think there would be a lot of ups and downs in your journey, like in the entrepreneur
Totally.
journey. So what was the major like down or and the lesson you learned from that?
Well, there are a lot, but I think that the first one was I was in the city in Punta Arenas. I was making these events, and then my events grew a lot. And I created a concept that was like Magellan Beer Fest, that is an event from the Stretch of Magellan, like a beer fest, like Germans do, but
Yeah.
different. I mean, this super Chilean with lamb and craft beer,
Hmm.
super Chilean, nothing German in the concept. And I
Yeah.
created this event like 15 years ago or something like that, and it was insane because in the first stage of this event, Punta Arenas is a super cold city.
Hmm.
So I say, okay, I want to make a beer fest event, massive beer fest event. But if there is rain or a strong wind, it's going to be a mess. So I have to rent like a big tent, a really big tent with strong foundations. That I don't know, to put that the price of that was like for renting like 10,000 K or 15,000 K or something like that. And I managed to put that on Magellan. I have to take that 10 from another city, Puerto Montt, that is like 1,000 kilometers at north. So super far and a really big risk. But I managed to receive 50,000 people in the event, and it was a huge success. And I have a lot of luck because there was an amazing sun and 20 Celsius degrees that is a lot in that city in summer. And I put like live music and stuff like that, and it was a huge success. Awesome. And I was like, wow, this is awesome. But I repeat the event the next year, and it was like an insane rain and a strong wind, and the day was not that good. It was a totally mess, and I lost a lot of money. And then it happened that I was making like 3 events more in a row. I was like in that time working a lot of in events, like before my computer work, and I lost money in 5 events in a row. So that
Okay.
was insane. And I say, okay, I'm totally fucked. I lost all my money. I'm in debt, and yeah. And at the same time, because it was a small city, I have a like a store, a store of second-hand clothing,
Mhm.
and a small computer business. It was I was in a lot of things because when you're in a small town and you're not in like an strategic industry, you need to make a lot of things because you relate with not a big number of consumers, so you need to do a lot of stuff. So I
Yeah.
was a really a young serial entrepreneur
Yeah.
making a lot of things at the same time, and I have this bad row with a lot of bad luck, and I lost money in 5 events in a row. That was insane. And I was, what the fuck is going on? I made a lot of money the previous year, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? And I say, fuck it, I'm going to leave this town.
Yeah.
Fuck it, I was so mad, and I moved to Santiago. But I made a business. I created 3 brands. Um, I was doing some business in tourism, a lot of stuff at the same time. uh, I'm a software engineer, because I wasn't that comfortable making a lot of different like business line. I really wanted to be in software and in event. That was my thing. And I leave the city, and I left all of the business to my partner. I sell the business to him. And but anyway, that was nice because that event, the Magellan Beer Fest party, is still happening today, and they do like 3 or 4 events per year, and it's part of the like the folklore of the city. My event that I created 15 years ago,
Oh, wow.
so it's still happening. But I was like 27. I lost my business. I sold it like super cheap, and I was in Santiago, in this beautiful the capital city of Chile, without money, in debt, and I was, what the fuck, I'm fucked. But yeah, but I stay in the house of a friend of a colleague from the university, in his house, Rodrigo Guanteligan, and I stay in his house, and I start looking for a job, and it was super hard to get a job because I have like, if you see my resume, I was an event producer, a software engineer, but from a really far city. It's
Mhm.
2,000 kilometers from Santiago. So I was like, who is this guy here? I don't want to hire him. And I sent like 150 resume to different companies here in Chile, and just get one one
Wow.
opportunity, one job. And I start over here in Santiago. Okay, so I was like from scratch here in Santiago, and I start working in a bank. I was like, I don't know, in 3 months I managed to understand like the whole system of this important bank in Chile, and I was hired in another beer company, and then it was a company of 80 people, and I was in like the top 3 of best developers in just, I don't know, 10 months or 1 year, something like that. I was in the top tier of developer of the company, and I started coding for this big bank, and I was working in a migration of the core of the bank. They was with some legacy software, and I have to build like these migration processes to FlexCube, which is an Indian ERP for banks that is huge, and I have to migrate an old version of software to into this new software. So it was a pretty wild and awesome job. Okay, that was like, I was so fucked, and then I was working in Santiago, making it, having fun, and coding, and before the work, I was making events. I still making events here in Santiago, so I still on those 2 words. That was in my 30 years or something like that.
Excellent. And for those who are new to it and who haven't heard To Live, what is To Live, and what problem are you solving for business and customers?
Well, first of all, I was working in this bank, and I was in Santiago. Everything was cool. And then I'm talking around 2014. Yeah. And you know that the mobile apps were like growing a lot in the world in that decade. So I was a huge impact, because Uber opened in Chile, and I was using Uber, and that exploded my head, because I say, okay, this is awesome, because you just make one single click, and you get a car that is coming for you and drive you wherever you want to go. It's awesome. It's magic. Okay. And I say that is the sense of the technology. The technology should be improving our lives. And in those days, there was Facebook, was like the trending social network, and of course Twitter, but Facebook was like leading it. And I say, oh, there are a lot of people that is super hooked on Facebook, scrolling down. The illness of the social network start in that year, I think, or something like that. And I say, if you compare Facebook with Uber, Uber is a real solution for people that is awesome, because it drives you anywhere. And in the other hand, you have this Facebook where the people is super hooked. And I say, oh, it will be awesome that the guys from Uber, as they have a lot of user data, they could start offer some new solution in their ecosystem. And I say, why they don't, I don't know, sell tickets for events, or why they don't make like a dating app in their application. I say, it will be awesome if you have the same user, and you could offer different solutions, because you already have the acquisition, or the distribution, right? And I say, it will be awesome to have like a super app where you can do everything. And I say, that app could be an app for living. So this could be an app to live. And that is where I create like this concept of to live. And I was like super obsessed, and I get mad. I start designing a database of a super app that that makes a lot of things in one single and integrated ecosystem. And I get mad, totally mad. I was making diagrams in my apartment and everywhere, thinking of this super app. And that is how I created to live. And I deleted the E and started a new word that was Toliv, right? And it was fun, because the people here in Chile say Toliv, not to live, and the gringos call it Toliv, and at the end it was just Toliv, a new word, okay. And that is why I created this company, and I raised some capital from some customer that it has here in Santiago. They were like in the coolest bar of the city. Candelaria is a really cool bar, and I developed a mobile app for them. And one of them say, "Oh, I really like how you think. What you want to do? I would love to invest you." And I just raised like, I don't know, 30K or something like that. And I quit my job just with 30K, and I say, I'm going to build a super app. That is so idiot. It was so insane. And I hired some coders, two coders, and we started making this super app. And I was working like 6 months, and I started thinking we were just about to launch, and I say, I'm doing bullshit. This is totally bullshit. To build a super app, you need a lot of distribution. I am not Uber. I don't have distribution. I don't have $5 million to make a marketing plan here in Chile, and I'm such an idiot. And I discovered that I was like delusional. I didn't have the experience of marketing and all the things that you need. And I say, I made a meeting with my investors, and I say, guys, I'm such an idiot. I'm so sorry. We are not going to make this super app. It's impossible. We are going to start small with just one problem, that is going to be digitize how you can get tickets. Because I'm an expert in the events industry. You have a bar, so you know the industry too. So we are going to focus on events. We are going just to sell tickets and make the best app to get tickets. And in the future, if we make that good, we are going to launch another business lines in the same application. That is how we are going to move. And I say, oh, Christopher, you're an asshole because you sold me a super app and we're not going to make a super app. I don't want that. I want my money back. And I say, guys, this is going to be a good business. Believe me, we understand the business. There are not a leading, there is not an even break here in Chile. So we have a really big opportunity and they hate me. And I say, okay, guys, don't worry. We are going to create a software company so you don't lose all the money. We are going to sell mobile applications to different companies and in that period of time we're going to learn a lot, and then in the future we will make something good. And I stay with the brand Toliv, and I say, okay guys, both this brand and this idea is mine. I stay with the brand with the application, but just to like honor the deal with you, we're going to build a software company that makes money. Okay, that's okay. And that is how I created Aureolab and Toliv at the same time. And I don't know if it was luck or bad luck, but Aureolab started working because there was a huge need to making mobile apps in that period of time. And I started to making apps. And at the same time, because I'm really curious, I started using machine learning at 2016. I was coding stuff with AI in that period of time, and I started to selling AI to all the big companies here in Chile to train to sell them. And they were just like they were like in a previous state. They were just ordering all the or they were working on the data mart, on the business intelligence step. So they were super far away of using data to use machine learning. All the companies I was talking, I was like a madman talking to them of machine learning and AI 10 years ago. It was insane. They don't understand me, they don't get it, and they were in a previous stage managing their data. So I say, fuck it, we can sell AI. We have some like experiments with some customers that want to make experiment, but they don't want to invest in that in 10 years ago. And bad timing, but everyone wanted software development for mobile apps and operational apps for customer. So we started selling that. So that went good. The company grew until 25, 30 people. So I was selling software, but I was super bored. I was insanely bored. It was so bored to sell software for companies. And I say, okay, I'm going to let Aureolab running with some managers, and I'm going to focus on building Toliv. That I was working on Toliv from that period of time. So I built a ticketing platform in Chile. In sorry, my first build wasn't a ticketing platform. I built like an event discovery platform, Toliv.io, that was a web scrapper from all the events industry. I built RPAs, robotic processes automation, with Python that extract data from all the ticketing platform. So I built this huge system with 20 RPAs that extract data from a lot of platforms, and I clean the data, and I put that on a website, solid.io, and I start receiving a lot of organic visitors, like 100K, 100K and 50K per month. And I say, okay, now I have distribution because a lot of people are using my app to look for events. And then I launched the ticketing platform because I was with a website that has a lot of visitors, and I launched a ticketing platform inside Toliv.io. But there is a huge problem in Chile, like a social revolution, social communist revolution. It was so horrible. In 2019, I just launched my app, and there is a social crisis, and they start to burning all. It was horrible. Yeah, the far left extreme start to burning everything. The country went mad, and then COVID happened. So I couldn't try my ticketing app. I just launched it, and everything exploded. And yeah, my company Aureolab was working. Toliv, my ticketing platform was like freeze because it was COVID, and a lot of people from from my city, Punta Arenas, from the south, call me and say, "Hey, Christopher, I know you work on software. We are a group of restaurants, and we can't sell because all the cities are locked up, and we need to sell by delivery. Could you help us? Could you help us, Chris?" And I say, "Yes, of course, I can help you guys." And I review the market, and it was Delivery Hero here in Chile. It's a big company of delivery. They were getting a 35% for every sandwich or food that they sell.
Huge.
From the restaurant that were in a crisis because they were on pandemic, and they were charging it 35%. And I say, fuck these guys. They are killing the small businesses. Fuck it. We are going to build a delivery. We are going to build a mobile app where you can get your goods, and we are going to have our own guys that make the delivery. So in just like 4 months, I joined in with Rodrigo Guentiligan, my co-founder of Toliv, and with Fabian, my other co-founder, and we start building a huge platform with microservices in Golang, super techy, that could receive a lot of petitions at the same time. And we build a delivery app in the pandemic. In just 4 months, we start selling. We made 100K deliverers on my 100, more than 100K orders in like 2 years or something like that, in all the small cities from Chile. Okay. So we were charging 15%, the half of Delivery Hero. So we grew up fast. We raised like 200K or something like that, and we start growing. So the COVID ends, and we have this website, tolivmarket.com, where you can get deliveries. Okay. And then the pandemic ends, and we say, oh, we hit break even. We have like $1 million plus in GMV, and we hit break even. And we start talking with venture capital. And I say, guys, there is a huge opportunity in all the small cities from the world. We could create this mobile app that we should scale this with your investment into all Latin America for all the small cities, and then scale it to the world and be the delivery of the small cities, and in the end attack to the big cities, because there is no competitors, and it's a market, blah blah blah. And all the venture capital were sick with the delivery because the pandemic, and of course the sales went down because the pandemic ends, and no one wants to invest in delivery anymore. From a contrarian point of view, it has still been a huge opportunity, but for make a global scale in this industry, in food delivery, you need to invest a lot. You need to burn some money out to be the leading one. And the venture capital didn't want to invest in that, and I say, okay, we could just start with our own funds, make some bootstrap, but it should be super slow. I say, okay, we are going to need like 5 years to have $5 million in revenue and start growing fast. And I say, okay, that sounds super boring. And I say, what if we put our mobile app and we start offer our ticketing platform inside this application that we already have in small cities in Chile, and we start offering sell ticket in this same mobile app. Okay. And we do that, and everyone wanted to go out in the when you open the cities when COVID hit. So we start going super fast organically with our ticketing platform that was freeze, and we take this solution alive, and we integrate it into this solution into Toliv Market, and then we rebrand the brand and say, okay, we are going now to be Toliv.com, and we move all the business logic of make the delivery, of managing products and have a cart. We move that into an application for POS for POS systems, and we put a mobile app here. So if you're an event producer now in Toliv, you can sell your tickets. You can sell all your drinks and food in the with the same app with Toliv, with our POS terminal, or via our mobile app with our made lines, and we build a whole operating system for event producers.
Okay.
So we use all these these pivots. We use all of that to create like the operating system for event producer. That is now Toliv.com, an operating system for producers.
Mhm.
So yeah, that is what we build, and we are now making. We are going to have more of $10 million in GMV this year, with around 600 to 700K of revenue this year, and with break even. So
Okay.
yeah, that is what it is today.
No, I think that's an amazing journey, like the ups and downs and the way you have traveled. When you had a product, you didn't have opportunity, and when you had the opportunity, you didn't have, like you have traveled quite a yeah, impressive journey. Um, and you showed me that hardware, right? Like, did you had to where did you get it manufactured? Did you have to design yourself because I understand you were totally into software and now that hardware as well. So did you have to do it?
Yeah, we have some partners here in Chile that they have these machines, and I work with them. I'm partner, and I install my mobile app of POS technology into their POS. So I buy them the POS, and they import those from China. And yeah, it's easy. I just buy the POS, install my mobile app, and I offer this machine for my producers. So that is what we are making. We are doing great, because if you are an event producer and you don't use Toliv, you need a ticketing platform, a POS, a POS terminal for sell your drinks, and a software that needs to be integrated with the POS for manage the like a Square solution, right, from US. You need three systems for making one event, and with Solid they have only one system, everything in one system, and that is a lot easier for the producer. They only talk with one guy if they need support, and they have everything in one ecosystem. And from a business point of view, it's awesome, because we're making this cross selling, right? Because we have the same customer, and we get money from the ticketing and the on-site sales, so we make more money, and we can decrease the prices of both. We can be cheaper because we earn money by two business lines, right?
And when you initially mentioned your initial vision was to have to live um, to sit in Uber app, right? And did it
Yeah,
happen?
I still having that vision, and
Okay.
this super app vision. I still have that. Now with the AI, it's easier to build, to ship faster software of high quality software. And what I'm passionate about right now, totally passionate, and I'm changing Tolib once again,
Yeah.
and integrated with everything that we have built. Uh, I really, from the beginning, I really hate like the social networks when the user is hooked. It's like scrolling endlessly, see watching some publicity all the time of things that they don't need. I hate that. It gets me really mad. I hate that. So I say, what if in my mobile app I offer like a social system that is focused on events and experiences that happen in the real world, and I help the people to connect each other, because I'm processing right now 70,000 tickets per month. So I say, what if I generate more value, not for the producer but to the end customer that is getting a ticket with me, and I say, what if I help him to meet people before they even start online? So
Mm.
I was really into this, and I say, I want to build a social network. So once again I get insane, and I say, what if I build a social network? And I didn't say that to my team. I say, guys, keep on working on the transaction. We're making money, so focus on that. And I start coding before work, before my work as a CEO of Toliv. I start coding this social app. Okay, so yeah, using AI, I was like coding super fast, and I built Toliv Social. Toliv.social is the website, and I built this social network where you just download it in Play Store or App Store, and you register, and you can meet people near. Yeah, right. You can meet people near, and you can have like a feed where you can create posts and say, for example, oh guys, I want to go out in this area. Who wants to join? And I code that, and also in the same application, you can find events. Okay. So yeah, already I have a lot of events. So you can find the events of Toliv there and talk with other customer there, with other person. And I launched Toliv Social, I'm having a lot of fun doing this because I make this experiment. And when you build a social network, the churn is 95%. When there is a new social network, the regular churn is 95%. And by the first month, I get organically, like, I don't know, 2,000 people. It has only 2 months on the market without marketing. I just publish it on Instagram and send an email to my customer, and I have, like, in the first month, 2,000 users registered in the app, and 16% of them were returning past 30 days. So there is 3 times more the average of a new social network. And so I reviewed the data, what was happening there, and I added so more attributes to the application, and now we have 28% of retention. So, for example, Tinder has 25% of retention, and we're having 28%. So this is interesting. We have a 28%, and I say to my team, guys, this is working. Now I want that you help me to make this seriously because it's working. So we have now a social network, Toliv Social, with 4K users and with a retention of 28% without marketing. And it's working, man. I don't know what is happening, but it's working. So this is like the original view of Toliv, an application that helps you in the real world. So where you can meet people, go out, book a restaurant, make things in the real world. So my vision is to, all the time when I was a software engineer, like, my vision is like to bring to the world, accelerate the humanity by technology, providing solutions that help between the interactions and the and selling goods or services. That is what I really want to do. And with Toliv Social, I can accelerate that because I can help the people to find things in the real world on real time. And why the people go to an event? Why the people go to a restaurant? The people go to connect with other people.
Yeah.
So we need solutions that put us together. That is why what is doing right now TikTok and Instagram, we have more communication than ever in history of the humanity, and the people is never was more alone than now. The people is super alone. The Gen Z, they grew up in with the technology. That the 40% of the Gen Z feels like they are posting to the void when they create a post, and less than the 3% have a real interaction on social network. This is meta statistics. So I really hate that, what is happening. So with this solution, you can get like all of this this system that helps the people to connect each other, looking for real connection. And why this is working? Because you have people that is around you. You don't have you are not looking influencer in this mobile app. You are looking regular people like you that is near. So what generates that? If you see the face of the people that is near from you, you are not going to be a troll because you will be punched on the face if they see you on the street, right? So you're going to behave, and that solves the hating trolling problem, solve something of that. And of course, as you go to the event, I can certificate who is a real person, because if I scan the ticket of you, Kiran, you came to Chile and you go to an event with Toliv, uh, I'm going to know, and the people in our ecosystem will know that you're a real person because you've been in an event, right? So you're going to get a certified check because you've been in a real world event,
Wow, that's
and
amazing.
you're going to be paid.
Yeah.
So that is what we all are building.
Yeah. And what's your vision in 25, 26? Are you planning to expand into other countries, or like what's your vision?
Yeah, I want to validate that this retention is real, because
Mhm.
I need a big size of customer. I don't know, maybe 10,000 or 20K user registered on Toliv Social, and validate first if they are real users. I mean that they are going to stay on the app. I need to validate that.
Yeah.
I need to be sure that I'm generating value, and then I will make a round in Silicon Valley. I will take a flight straight to Silicon Valley, and I'm going to stay 3 months or 5 months or whatever I need to raise maybe $5 million, $10 million to escalate this in all Latin America just right now, and in US. That is my plan, to go global.
Yeah. And
But first, I validate that there is a sticky product, right?
yeah. Uh, and Chile and Latin America are seeing a wave of startups, particularly in fintech, marketplace, and digital service. Where do you see the biggest opportunities for tech-driven disruption?
Yeah, in this decade is going to be fintech, because
Mhm.
we have the most of the Latin American countries have like a strong societies. For example, there are a lot of fintech happening right now in Chile. A lot, it's insane. You have a lot of them too in Argentina, in Brazil, in Peru. So in Colombia, Mexico, you have these amazing countries where there is a huge opportunity. There is no a stripe for all Latin America, so you have a lot of opportunities in the fintech area. It's the hottest area, in my opinion, to build software right now in Latin America. So that is going to be an explosive growth in the will still happening because it already begun. It's going to be an insanely growth on fintech on all Latin America, and yeah, that is the biggest opportunity right now, and that will lead into a second revolution. There is going to be software solution for end customers. Yeah, like totally. Because if you solve the fintech issue or the transactional issue, you're ready to build stuff upon that, right? It's like the first stage. First, you need mobile phones. That happened 10 years ago. Then you need a fintech ecosystem to help the people to move money between all the Latin American as a whole. Latin America have more than 600 million people, so it's huge. It's like twice the size of United States on people. So there is a huge opportunity. First, you need to give the people a phone. We already did that. Then you need to create a fintech, a solid ecosystem to move money around. That is accelerating now, and then you're ready to build services.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is where I see the opportunities here in Latin America.
And also you mentioned with Toliv right now, like without marketing, you're getting organic customers. And do you have any plans for expanding your marketing and go really like get more people adapted into the system?
Yeah, man, we are doing that right now. We are going to accelerate Toliv Social here in Chile,
Yeah.
probably by the end of this month. Um, we are going to make that to validate the business model of this social network.
Yeah.
And if that works, we are going to just, like I told you, we're going to raise some money in US and scale it through all of US and Latin America.
Yeah, because with
Of
AI
that.
right now, there's the end-to-end marketing. You can actually automate so much, and it's an amazing opportunity right now, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, no, a huge opportunity. We already are on break even, so we can uh, take time to think well and generate value. And once that we are sure that this is going to be a world solution, I think that the people, the world need this solution
Mm.
uh, desperately, because the Gen Z is so fucked, man. They are so fucked and hooked to these fucking cell phones. So we need a solution that connect them into the real world. And yeah, I think that we can build it. We already have this ecosystem. Yeah, from Chile, it's not that easy to build. And yeah, we are so ready to scale this.
Excellent. Okay, let's go to the rapid fire round.
Okay.
One startup in Latin America you really admire right now.
Yeah, I really admire a Chilean startup, FinTech,
Hmm.
because they are building a account-to-account payment system. They are jumping around Visa and Mastercard, so they are decreasing the fees. And the founder, uh, he's awesome. He's a YC alumni, so but he is super smart. I really admire that company. Uh, from new companies, right? From already developing companies, I really love Mercado Libre. There is Meli. There, Meli, right?
Meli.
Mercado Libre.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, it's like the eBay or the Amazon, really, from Latin America.
Hmm.
Their market cap is around 100 billions. So they already proved that you can build a more than a unicorn, a global solution from Latin America. Yeah, if they want, they can scale to Europe and US totally, but they have investment from a lot of people from Amazon, so they are like staying this neighbor for now. But yeah, they prove that you can build a monster on technology here in Latin America. So I admire them. Yeah.
What's the hardest part about being a founder?
Wow. For being a founder, I think is uh, unlearn everything that you think that you learned before.
Mhm.
You're not ready to build a startup, no matter who you are or what are your education. You're not ready. Never you're ready. So you need to unlearn everything of the traditional business world, because a startup managed different. For example, in a regular business, you have like the money flow, or the cash flow. You just look for a positive EBITDA, right? You just want that your annual result is going to be positive, and that's it on a regular business, like, I
Mhm.
don't know, a restaurant shop. But on a startup, you can make a roadmap where you lose money on purpose, just to build an amazing technology. And you need to measure the units economics, which are like the result, the business result, but just from one point of sale. So you need to use different metrics, and learn that is hard. And also you need to learn how you're going to get in debt, because there is another trap of being a founder, is that if you need to lose money on an early stage, and you're going to being in debt, because you have like this positive thinking that you're going to solve the money issue in the future, you can have a really really bad time. So and things could get messy. So you need to like understand your numbers, your business, the startup world. You need to be like super clever. And the hardest part is not the knowledge, mostly it's the to have like the grid, for never surrender, and yeah, and get up and fight and keep fighting. That is the hardest part.
Okay. One book, podcast, or resource that has inspired you in your journey.
Well, there are a lot. I think that I really like to read biographies.
Mhm.
I really like Walter Isaacson. I read, yeah, The Innovator from Walter Isaacson. That was a super nice book.
Mhm.
The Steve Jobs biography, of course, the Elon Musk biography, from Zero to One from Peter Thiel. That was super cool too. Uh, so yeah, I think those books came to my mind fast. Blitz Scaling is super cool too, from
Yeah.
Reid Hoffman, is amazing, amazing book. Yeah, I think that if you're a founder, you need to read Blitzscaling to unlearn the regular business knowledge that you could have. Then you need to read from Zero to One, uh, from Peter Thiel, to think like a contrarian and to see the world from a different way. I think that, yeah, mostly Latin America, you know that there is a super left there is a super left culture in the universities and education, and you need to learn that if you want to be successful. If you're still hooked on the social thinking of the last century, man, you're not going to understand the future,
Mhm.
because you know that the capitalism is an AI, right?
Yeah.
Capitalism is a real AI,
Yeah.
because it auto regulates, is decentralized. So you need to see this system, how it works, and understand the system, and then you are able to build global solution. Yeah, it's important to mention, like Paul Graham say, what is a startup? Is a company that grows super fast. It doesn't matter in what industry is. It's a company that grows super fast. So to grow super fast, probably it's easier using technology, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that is the differentiation with a regular business from a non-startup business.
Cool. That's
Speed.
comes us to the closure of this podcast.
Okay, man.
What an incredible conversation we had. A true Christopher, you are a true pioneer with who shows us the innovation isn't just about technology, but about conviction, community, and creating solutions that truly matter. And your vision of Toliv has been like is taken a lot of iterations, and you have built an amazing uh, technology right now, and wish you all the best with the social network uh, product, and a huge thank you for sharing your journey and your insights. And thank you, all the listeners, for tuning in to this episode of Elite Growth. If you found this inspiring, don't forget to subscribe, share with your network, and leave a review. Thank you, Christopher.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you very much, Kiran. It was super fun. So I wish you all the luck in the world, and bye.
thank you. Bye.